Hello, and welcome to Subnautica Below Zero. Well, we managed to get off to a pretty good start, I think. And it's a case of, where do we go next? Well, there is actually a couple of things I want to make first. So one's going to be an actual beacon. One's this emergency bladder. I mean, I normally don't really bother with them, to be honest, but because I'm on this hardcore mode, and at this early stage in the game, I'm not getting things like warnings or anything. I think it's going to be pretty important to be able to get to the surface pretty quickly. So I think I'm actually going to make a one. So does that come under equipment or tools? It's tools. Right, okay. But I need to find some...
If you are tired of hearing the word oxygen, the air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
Okay, thanks for letting me know, except we're on hardcore mode, so I'm not going to get that warning. Right, so... I also want some copper, because then I'll be able to make a beacon. Because it's very useful, it's quite common where I'll go somewhere, find something, and I'll want to go back. And it's a case of, I can't remember where it is, so if I've got a beacon, that comes in extremely useful. Right. There we go, so we're going to make that beacon. I'm also actually going to head over to that supply cache, because I went back over the previous video and I think there was something over there that I actually missed. So we want to make a beacon. Now that is a deployable, I know that for sure.
Use beacons to mark traversed territory. Show or hide the signals of your choice with your Xenoworks PDA. Now with surface support. Right,
so we'll just unselect those because I've already made them, so there's no point making them again. Right, that's right. We're going to head over to, let's see, use 3. Ooh, turn that off. We'll head over to there. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something while I went back over the playthrough, and I'm sure there was actually something there that I missed. If it's what I think it is, it's going to be extremely useful, but we shall see, because to be honest, going by what Lillian said, what we need to do is head over to Delta Station, but we need to find it first. So it may well be that if this is what I think it is, well, it's not that important. Oh! I just saw one of those fish there, and they're really nasty. Right, I'm going to swim to the top here. I'm going to put this away because a sea monkey will probably steal it. Let me go back down to here because I just want to double check, but I'm sure I saw something. There. Aha. There you go. Oh, I actually thought it was a habitat builder. Oh,
new blueprint synthesized.
No, you can't have it. Go away. So that's a mineral detector. Yeah, so that's really useful for being able to go out and search for, surprise, surprise, things like minerals, but it does find other things, actually. It even detects fragments. The only thing I've found to be a bit of a problem is that, well, yeah, it seriously uses up battery power. It really doesn't last. But it's great to get started. Now, as you can see, it's pretty dark where we are at, which is where this then suddenly starts coming in handy. It really helps light the place up. Oh! Hey, just what I needed. So there we go, we've now got all the blueprints to make a mobile vehicle bay. I don't have any blueprints to make anything using it yet, but you know, it's a start. So, 36, yeah, I seriously need to get used to looking at what O2 I've got left. Otherwise there's going to be major problems for me. This playthrough's not going to last 5 minutes at this rate. Oh yeah. We'll have some of them, some of them. You can't have too many of them. Unless you haven't got enough storage. That's a violet blue. Right. Quickly dash to the surface here. So yeah, so going by what Lillian said, it's a case of we should really be looking for Delta Station. And what she said is Delta Station, well, you can't miss it because it's got a radio tower. Now, it's a pretty clear night, but I can't tell. I mean, all I can see is that this area seems to be hemmed in, where it looks as though it's like surrounded by sort of like cliffs. As far as I can see, you want to head kind of like in this kind of like a south direction. So I think that's going to be the plan. Now, I don't have much water at this rate. I'll leave any in here. No, so I've got two water on me, so that's not too bad. So I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to put these away into storage, because I don't really need them at the minute anyway. I don't need that much. These are starting to go off. Oh yeah. It's going to run out of water at this rate. There's a bladderfish there we can grab. Oh, there's another one over there we can grab. Right, turn those into... Oh, there's another one over there. I'm going to turn these into water. And then what we can do is we can head in a kind of a southerly direction. But I've just remembered there was a PDA that we've picked up at the emergency supply area. And I'm quite interested in checking that out. Because they don't necessarily always play automatically. So let's see. Databanks. Logs and communications. It's not there. Alterra. Oh, there it is.
I'm telling you, Sammy, you see some weird things when you spend half your day in a sea truck.
More vandalism? Was it the sea monkeys again?
I don't think so. I can't shake the feeling this planet is cursed.
There's no such thing as a curse.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's nothing. You wouldn't want to hear about it anyway. Just a huge creature frozen in ice.
What? Where?
In a cave, not far from your lab. And here's the extra weird part. As soon as I called it in, they closed off the area. Don't want anyone going in there.
But why?
Sammy, I'm no biologist, but I think there was something wrong with it. Its skin just seemed off. Alien.
An alien on planet 4546b. No.
I'm serious, Sam. Something ain't right. Wish I could show you, but I can't get back in there.
You can't. But I might know how to.
Whatever you're thinking, we never had this conversation.
Now that's useful actually, because if you've watched the trailer, or at least the more recent one, this is what Fred's talking about, where you'll see him, he actually ends up in this cave and he sees this big creature in ice, and that's what he's talking about there. Now, interestingly enough, he says he found it in a cave, which is not far from where Sam was working. And I think according to Lillian, if I can find it, Lillian says... No, she doesn't say anything. We'll find that out later. She mentioned she met her over Outpost Zero, but... Yeah, I think what we really need to do is we've got a bit of a clue there from that. So it's always useful to pick up these PDAs, but I think at this rate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to this Delta station, or at least we're going to go in search of it. So, as far as I can tell, I mean, thanks to this like compass, I've got a kind of sense of direction now. And you can see it's pretty much as like a south direction. At least where I could see what was going on. Like I say, I mean, most of the time you just can't see a thing when you're on the surface, but it seems as if we head in a south direction. Hopefully we'll find something. So this area here is all called the Twisty Bridges. And this gets seriously deep. Seriously. I'm just having a look around as I go along just to see if there's anything I might spot, anything that might be useful. But I need to keep... Okay.
That sounds like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
Well, I think heading in that direction's a bit risky because... I mean, it's tempting, but they're saying 200 meters, and I mean... Yeah, because, well, I'll show you what I mean. Well, aside from those sharks down there, I'll start heading deeper. Oh, yep, got a brute shark coming after me. I'll start heading down, and you'll hear a warning in a minute.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Yeah, you go below 100 meters, and your O2 suddenly starts, like, seriously depleting quickly. So in this state, we're not really in a... I don't feel equipped to go in search of whatever that is, but it's an O2... it's an O2. It's a distress signal in Morse code. ... dash 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 ... save our souls. Which is interesting. I mean, I should really be going, you know, if somebody's in a dire emergency, I should be going to investigate, but it's a case of, well, yeah, we're not really equipped for that when they're talking about a depth of 200 meters. Ah. There's another fragment. Ah, now this is a sea truck fragment. So it's in 1 of 3. So we need to find... Oh, there's one over there. Oh man, if I can get a sea truck, this is going to be seriously cool. So we're over in the Twisty Bridges. Actually, I've just seen it. Oh, Struth, this is like a lucky find here. There's another one there, and I've just seen one over down to the right. That looked like... Yeah, there's one over there. Oh, cool. So even though we've managed to get the actual sea glide, we've now got the actual sea truck fragments. So now we can make a sea truck. We've barely got started and I already know how to make a sea truck. So that's brilliant, that. Now, where we are at, if we have a look around...
acquired.
Okay, thanks. So just by scanning them, we didn't just learn the sea truck, but other things as well. So, where we are at, we've crossed over what was called the Twisty Bridges. So there's our emergency pod, which is kind of like... Yeah, we headed in a kind of a south direction. We started coming to these like thermal vents, if you will. But around here, you can see there's a lot of these fragments for the sea truck. Whoa!
Alterra beacon signature detected. Unique identifier. Delta Station dock.
Right, so we're actually didn't have to...
Station. This is the place Lil mentioned in her message.
So we didn't actually have to go that far, and we've actually got the we've picked up a beacon, which is for Delta Station. But you can see there's a yeah, that's a bit of a big beastie over there. That's a big fish. So this is a hydrothermal spire. Ooh, cool. One thing aside from that horrible thing up there, I quite like it around here because there's quite a lot of materials to pick up. So this is a calverite outcropping. Oh, that was lucky. With calverite, you either get gold or you get titanium. But yeah, just have a bit of a wander around this area. There's all sorts of stuff. Silver's actually quite common over here as well. So there's a silver down there.
Detected below. Geothermal activity detected. Caution advised.
Oh! I can hear something coming to try and chew on me. Right, so over there. Yes, like I was saying, right, among all of these thermal vents, there's a lot of these outcroppings. You'll find all sorts of things. Silver's quite easy to find around here. You'll also find lithium as well. Oh! Go away! Oh man, seriously, dude, go away. Go and find someone else to pester. Right, so here we are. We're at Delta Station. So you actually left a beacon there, which is useful. I'll have a look around on the dock. Oh, it's communication from Fred.
I'm not blaming you. But what do you mean it's gone? Where did it go? You found some trouble somewhere in the deep Twisty Bridges and decided to jettison modules?
Yeah, I had to jettison a module. I got free, went back for it. It was just gone.
And you think someone stole it?
Or something. I didn't lose it, that's for sure. I'm careful with my tools.
I'm sure you are, but you have to admit, there have been a lot of sea truck accidents, and they're rather expensive.
You wanna follow me on a few runs tomorrow? See what it's like? Conditions are way harsher than anything I ever imagined. I don't know if you could really understand it from inside your base.
That won't be necessary. Thanks for your time. I'll write it up as an accident.
So there's a bit of a clue as to where you can find the sea truck fragments. So yeah, I mean, we pretty much found out. We headed over to the, well, heading this kind of like direction on the way to these thermal vents, and we crossed over what's known as the actual Twisty Bridges. So that's what Fred's telling us about. So it's a bit of a clue as to where you can find the fragments, really. But what I want to do is I want to get back up there. I just jumped into here so I could warm up, because while we were up there we were freezing. So there's a few interesting things we picked up there. You know, you can use blueprints for a base, for example. I mean, there's this cylindrical flask you can pick up, for example. I'm not really sure if I can see much purpose for that, but there's a vending machine which will make coffee. You've got a trash can, which is useful because that allows you to actually destroy things. So instead of, like in the original Subnautica...
This is a recorded message. If you can hear this, you're trespassing. If you know what's good for you, you'll get the hell out of here.
Okay, that's not good. But kind of like lost the plot now. I really need to go over here. You can see actually there's the big tower that Lil was talking about. So I'm just going to dash in here. One thing I found is if you go into caves, normally you'll just have to go in there and they'll warm you up. But these plants are good as well. So we've got two challenges, I must admit. Unlike with Subnautica, you're just mostly dealing with the water, whereas with Subnautica Below Zero, you're dealing with surface and like freezing cold temperatures. It's really cool because in the original Subnautica ending, it actually showed you this ice area, and that's what this is. So these little things over here are penguins. So may as well scan one. Oh, this is a penguin. That's it. The adults are penguins. I think the babies are penguins. Can't see one. Oh, never mind. We're gonna have to make a mad dash here. So yeah, so just had a bit of an audio warning there about trespassing on someone's land, but I'm a bit puzzled because this belongs to Alterra. Or, well, I say it belongs to them, they're using it. Or at least they did use it. I think they've actually abandoned the place because of the meteor storm. I think everybody left the planet and headed back to the actual station. So, yeah, that trash can's actually quite useful because normally what you used to get is you used to end up with like quite a lot of things, especially like rotten food and what have you, that you just didn't use, so you ended up dropping it. The trouble is with that is the yeah, it ends up cluttering the place. But if you've got a trash can, the good thing about that is, well, it literally destroys things, so that's really useful. Now these are something I'm definitely interested in. They are horseshoe shrubs. You can actually get food off them, so you can eat them. And what they do is they'll give you health, which is good. So it's a case of, you know, if you're running out of health, they'll help to heal you. You get food out of them, and you also get water out of them. It's really good. And you can also grow them as well. Because in the game you get in the game you get crop plots, you get interior ones, exterior ones, so it's really good being able to grow your own plants and get yourself a source of food. Right, so we're going to head up to this Delta station, because that was the clue that Lillian was giving us about where we might be able to find more information about Sam. I'm just having a look around. So there's more of those horseshoe shrubs. I mean, basically all you need is just a seed. You can start planting them. You'll get more seeds from that when you plant it, and then you'll be able to grow more of them. So that's really cool. Right, so we need to keep heading up in this direction here. It's easy enough to find sort of things around these when you've got like places involving Alterra, because they leave these little lights around. So it gives you some sort of Gives you some sort of like marker. Now, over at that emergency cache, I honestly thought I'd seen a habitat builder, but it was a mineral detector, and that's what that thing is there. So you can get another one here if you haven't beat that emergency cache. Got a PDA here. Oh, he's just commented about getting that thing fixed. There's some crystalline sulfur there, nothing there. Bit more sulfur if you need any. Some on the wall. So if you're ever looking for this crystalline sulfur, you can either find it in caves like this, or you can get it from those little nests that the crash fish leave behind. Alright, let's head up here. Nope. Ow.
Stop right there, Alterra. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Alterra.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
Okay. Good question, actually. Who is she?
The woman in the exosuit has been traced as far as my technology will allow.
It would appear I'm far less alone on this planet than I had anticipated.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, so she disappeared over the edge down there, so she's obviously not with Alterra, and she doesn't really like Alterra by the sounds of it. But anywho, this is Delta Station. This is where Lillian was telling us we could get more information. So you can see there's that big tower up there, that's what she was talking about. It's just hard to see it until you get close up to it anyway. Right, so let's have a bit of a look around here. So we've got... Ooh, there's a builder fragment we're going to get. So although it said it was a builder fragment, it actually gives you the entire blueprint. So we can now make an actual blueprint. Well, we've got the blueprint to make the actual habitat builder, but we get tons of things because of it. All of these different parts of the base, solar panels, all sorts of things. Now, I'm realising I'm going to freeze to death, so I'm going to quickly try and get inside. So even though it's covered in snow over here, at least wobble. So that's something. Now I'm going to go back outside because over here we've got what's called a data box. And it says that actually contains a blueprint for the scanner room. And that is extremely useful to have. Honeycomb fungus. Okay. So it's pitch black, the snow's coming down, so it doesn't really make sense to be out here. But one good thing about this Delta Station is you can get a lot of blueprints and you can start making your base by coming here. So it makes a lot of sense to come here first. I mean, get yourself started, get yourself some tools to begin with, but yeah, head for this Delta Station because you just get a lot of good blueprints. So you can then start building your own base. And that's what you need. Because I mean, I can build batteries, for example. One of the problems I've got is that those batteries, once they start running out of power...
New blueprint synthesized.
Once your batteries start running out of power, the problem is, well, you're going to have to make more batteries. But somewhere down the line, we'll be able to get a battery charger. Which means we just have to then just recharge these batteries, which is really cool. Get that, we'll have that. So here's a PDA.
For the last time, I'm not cheating.
Then what's your theory? What's going on?
If you ask me, Zeta's been blinking a lot. I think it's a tell.
He does have a point there.
It's allergies.
Allergies? Oh, is something in bloom in this frozen sector?
Thermal lilies. And if you gang up on me, I swear you're all fired.
You're not even my boss.
Oh, you're all so gullible. You're fighting each other. Meanwhile, look at Parvin. Just look at him.
What am I doing? I'm not doing anything.
Let's just take this to a vote. All those who think Zeta's allergies are a bad case of alienitis, say intruder.
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 Intruder. Danny?
Oh, I'm just an observer here.
I'm going to use my pass.
Is there some kind of scientist conspiracy going on here? Zeta, Sam, Danielle? You three are suddenly very aligned.
Or, like I said, Parvin is cheating.
I'm starting to wish I was cheating.
Sounded like they were playing a game of cards or something. Right, so there's quite a lot of blueprints in here, but you also can get various little items like posters and what have you, which are quite cool. So we've been scanning all sorts of things. Now there's a PDA there. So basically this is you've got Fred. Fred's living here. He's the one you see in the trailer. He's the one going around with a seat truck. And we've got Jeramiah here. Jeramiah here, he actually looks after, he's like the maintenance guy. He's looking after things like the tower, for instance. So that's quite cool, being able to get that blueprint there. Go to that one, that's the modification station. So that one, for instance, allows you to make the thermal blade. There's other things you can make, so you can get a better depth upgrade for your seat truck. It even gives you Mark 2 and Mark 3, but there's some resources there that are going to be tricky if you don't know where to go looking for them. It's another log from Fred there. Pictures. It's actually left a shaving kit there. Wait, I can scan that picture. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure why I want to scan someone's picture, but never mind. Why would I want a blueprint for a picture? Unless it was some table I was scanning, I don't know. Anyway, so I've scanned those. The one thing, by scanning these labels here, it actually tells you more information about that individual person. Somewhere. Under Alterra personnel. Yeah, so there's one details about Fred. So Fred, he's the IT courier and maintenance generalist. Jeremiah, on the other hand, he's a technician, so he's looking after that. I mean, you can go through their logs in more detail if you like, because they're leaving video logs about their own personal lives. This, on the other hand, is extremely useful because, I mean, I can see it, but by scanning
The
it...
map will come in handy. I should be able to find my way to Phi Robotics, where Sam worked.
Yeah, by scanning that, we've now got a map of the area, so we're somewhere, you can see how we were hemmed in that area there. So our emergency pod was somewhere around here, and we're now here, which is Delta Station. So down here we've got what's called the copper mining site. Over here we've got the Omega Lab. Over to the west of Delta Station is this Phi Robotics Center, which Robin just mentioned. It wasn't mentioned by Lillian. Lillian was talking about Delta Station, and this is Outpost 0 up there. So she was saying that we come to Delta Station to get more information, but she met Sam over at Outpost 0, which is interesting because Robin's saying she worked over at Phi Robotics. So that's interesting. Anyway, the good news is, although it's still snowing, it's now light, so we can go back outside again. So I'm just having a look around to see if there's anything else to scan. Right, so we've got this building here. So I'll go inside here. Right, so this is where Emmanuel was living. So we can learn a bit more about Emmanuel. So he's in, he's like the head honcho, if you will. He works in HR as well as communications, but, you know, if you remember, Fred was actually,
Cushy setup. Must belong to one of those higher-uppers.
Yeah, Fred was reporting to Emmanuel. But there's more things we can scan in here, which is cool. There's PDA.
Sam really got under management's skin. I didn't know she had it in her.
Scan that. It's quite fun actually. I mean, if you play with that, I quite like that, I must admit. But now you can scan it. You can actually make your own. Just a little executive totally. Yeah, it's kind of fun that. Oh, we're gonna make a wall shelf now. So yeah, Delta Station's extremely useful because you get just so many blueprints, and then you can start to make your own base. But this in particular, a plant pot, means we'll be able to grow our own food inside of our base. The aquarium, it's more for decorative purposes because you can can keep fish in here, but they won't breed. You can keep plants in as well, but you really need this alien containment unit to be able to, well, yeah, basically breed fish, and it gives you a really good source of food and water just by keeping them. Because just go and get these peepers and some of the actual bladderfish. If you put 2 of each inside your actual alien containment unit, the good thing is, yeah, you'll have a constant source of food and water. So that's really cool. So a lot of this is more personal logs than anything that we're finding. This is an observatory that we're just scanning, so we'll be able to get this unit here. So it's quite cool because it gives you a nice all-round view of things. It's effectively, it's just like the multi-purpose dome, except it's just all glass. And you can pretty much do that with the multi-purpose room anyway, to be fair. You can just convert all the walls into glass. I don't think there's anything there to scan. Just have a bit of a look around here. Just out of curiosity. Nope. There are birds flying around. You can actually scan them. If you ever come down and land on the ground anywhere, you can scan those if you like. But up here is what I'm interested in. This is what Lil was talking about. This is this big communications tower. Right, I'm just going to head over to there. It's also what Jeramiah was talking about as well, because he was looking after this place. Don't think there's anything here to scan. But if I click on here, it's got a status report. So it says it's a satellite surveillance. And it's saying that there's it's detected 2 human life forms on the planet. So as far as I can tell, that's Robin here, plus that woman what we saw. We're the only ones on this planet, so it sounds like all the folks from Alterra left. And this is some sort of test override module port. But that's about it at this stage. Right, so we're freezing to death, so I'm going to have to make a quick dash over to that plant. Oh, there's a PDA over there. Let's just grab that. Scan out thermal lily here. Yes, that's pretty good, that. So yeah, I mean, we end up with quite a lot of these logs that you can go through. Some of them are personal and what have you. Picture our spy penguin. Yeah, fair enough. So that was that's a voice recording from Sam herself, from Robin. Somewhere through we got this where, yeah, just by going around you can observe that there's a lot of resources about where she's at. Scanning, once you've got a scanner, which gives you that message there. But a lot of these are sort of like background information about people and so on, but I think the crux of it so far is we've come over to this Delta station.
Seek fluid intake.
Oh, gilly doggy.
Vital signs stabilizing.
By coming over to this Delta station, we've learned all of these different blueprints, which means we can actually now start to build our own base. Different parts you can use, so you typically need like a multi-purpose room at least. And you can get a hatch to attach to that, and then you can start expanding off that with various bits and pieces. Solar panels to charge it, provide the electricity, a bioreactor you can use as well to get your electricity. Then you've got all the interiors. Now the good thing I must admit about Subnautica Below Zero is I suppose it is a bit easier than the original Subnautica, because you're getting all of these things well in advance just by coming here, just by learning that habitat builder, to be honest. And it's a case of things that we get is straight away we're able to make our own fabricator in the base, so we can go out and build a base, we can put a fabricator, so it kind of means we're no longer going to be dependent on the actual emergency pod that we had. We'll also be able to get a battery charger, which is really good, because like I say, I mean, at the moment we can make batteries. We're going to start running out of resources. We'll start depleting resources in the area, so it's really good that we can then start recharging them with this battery charger. So we'll be able to make things, we'll be able to recharge batteries. It's a big game changer getting this sort of stuff. Storage as well, you can get quite a good amount of storage out of these lockers. The plant pots that you get, it means I can go and get those nuts, for example, the Horseshoe Shrub nuts I think they are. We can go and get a seed from them, put it in one of these pots, and we'll be able to grow our own food and get a small amount of water. So that is extremely useful. It saves you having to go around chasing fish. We can also build this scanner room because we found that box outside. It allows you to make a scanner room, and the scanner room can search for things and it can point out where they are. The only drawback is, at this stage, only the camera drone here will be able to see them, and we'll have to create our own camera drone. But you can literally take control of the camera and send it to wherever, you know, the scanner has picked something up and find things. So it makes finding things, especially if you're looking for certain resources, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. But that is just so cool. That's extremely useful, the seatruck, getting that early on as well. The mineral detector is really good, I must admit. The only thing is it depletes the battery really quickly. But it says it's a mineral detector, but it does also pick up fragments as well, which is quite handy. Although I found sometimes I actually get close to the actual item by the time it actually identifies that there's something within the vicinity anyway, so it's a bit iffy anyway. But this is seriously cool, I must admit. Just by coming here, we've learned a lot of blueprints, and we've been able to get this map, which is basically saying, I mean, we've got it in our little data bank here, so that's all stuff about Alterra, but that's the map. So we've got a copy of the map ourselves, and it gives us the details down here. And it's basically saying, here you are at Delta Station, and Robin has said, well, you want to go over to Robotics. That's where Sam was apparently working, so if we want any more information, we should come here. I'm just keeping it open that the fact that, according to Lillian, she was over at this Outpost Zero as well, though. So that's a bit strange, so... curious. Have a look at the voice logs. Have we got any voice logs from... that was a recording between them two. Yeah. Ah, there you go. That was the thing there. This is of interest to me.
Good morning, Frostpack. Just a quick update to inform you of some key achievements and priority shifts we need you all to get behind. The Spy Pangling project was a resounding success. Please join me in congratulating Samantha IU, who is now reassigned to Outpost Zero, helping us dream of future initiatives. Congratulations are also in order for Danielle Valenti and her team at Omega Lab. The closing of Phi Robotics means important funds can be redirected to their Kara bacteria study, which has important, positive implications for the life sciences. You're all doing an exceptional job, and I don't want to promise anything, but HQ has been taking notice. Keep up the good work, and I think we can start discussing bonuses soon.
So that's interesting, that, because it's a case of Sam was working over here at Phi Robotics, and it sounds like, I mean, he's mentioned the Kara virus and bacteria and what have you, and it's a case of Fred discovered this Leviathan over here that we know within the actual the intro, you know, the trailer that we saw. But it sounds like they closed this area down, and Sam ended up going there. So it sounds like she was working over here, or at least to begin with, on that spy pingling, and then she headed over to here. So the Phi Robotics is on engineering and robotics, which makes sense. But Outpost Zero is about xenobiology. So that's got me interested, I must admit. But it sounds like the next place to probably go is this Phi Robotics, because I know that's what Robin was talking about when she suddenly realised, oh, that's where Sam was working. She was working over at Phi Robotics, so it probably makes a lot of sense to go there. But since we've come here and learned all of these wonderful things, I think it makes more sense really to start building a base next. But that's all for another episode.